It wasn't by choice that tragedy leveled the herd and gutted the town. Their only choice was how to respond. They met adversity with a call to action, drawing on a community resilient as the steel they mill and steadfast as the Ohio River flowing through the heart of the city. Their heroic rebirth is a timeless reminder that when all seems lost, hope itself can never really die. The herd's epic saga began when they first hit the gridiron in February 1895 and runs through their present glory days. But our story, which inspired the upcoming feature film We Are Marshall, concerns the team of 1970 and the remarkable aftermath of what has since become an almost mythical event in the annals of American sports.
It's a lot of grief.
Not only during the plane crash did Huntington, West Virginia lose a big portion of the football team, Huntington, West Virginia lost some quality members of the community.
We lost a whole program practically and some tremendous leadership people from the community on that plane. And then there are people who lost their mother and their father.
We were trying to be strong for my in-laws, my mother and father.
The greatest performance, quarterback performance I've seen in my 50 years of covering Marshall was that drive.
The herd drove down close to the Xavier goal line. With seconds left on the clock, they only had time for one last play. If the herd could score, they'd notch a win to rank amongst the greatest upsets in college football history.
We started out, what was it, about the 25?
Back in our territory,
Yeah.
had our back to the wall.
And you kept passing those paths of 10, 15, kept moving the ball. And then the clock started getting short.
Real short.
Yeah.
We had 15 or 16 seconds, no timeouts. We had time for two.
And it's one of the tops in the country now.
It took a visionary coach and a ragtag band of inspired players to pull off, in their first year back, one of the greatest wins on record. Over the following seasons, they would lay the groundwork for a program that 20 years later would produce a legendary force in college football. The Thundering Herd of the 1990s.
Well, it was definitely a Hollywood ending, but Hollywood didn't write it. Marshall University did.
What Hollywood did do was to take this story to the big screen, enlisting a group of filmmakers determined to faithfully portray the events that played out 36 years ago in Huntington, West Virginia.
It was always my goal to keep Hollywood out of this picture and just tell the truth. I wanted the true story about the people of Huntington, West Virginia to come to the screen so people of every other part of the world could share in their story.
Everyone went into it with justified and good, true, altruistic means of just telling the story, being honest about it, but just tell the story.
This is a story about people and personal relationships. It's one that was unprecedented in the annals of college sports, but it is one that exemplifies one of the greatest lessons in athletics, and that's to face adversity, get back up off the ground, and go on to continued success.